Hi, guys. Today in literature, we are going to talk about how to find setting. Hashtag where, when, how long. Now, the setting of a story, that is the time and the place of the story. What we get to add to that now that you're in eighth grade is the duration. The time of the story is exactly what it sounds like. It's when the story takes place. It may be a specific year, like 2020, a month, a week, a day, an hour, or you may have to estimate the time. For example, if the story says the leaves are changing, you can estimate the time as fall. There may also be clues as to the time of day. If it says that the sun was shining brightly, you can deduce that it is daytime. There is always a time. You may just have to make an educated guess. And when we have to guess like that, we indicate it by writing it in parentheses. The place of a story is where most of the action happens. It can be something as wide as a country or as specific as a neighborhood. As with the time, you may have to make an educated guess. It may be as simple as outdoors, at a park, or at a party. It can even be a house, the kitchen, or in a car. If you have to make a guess, it will also go in parentheses. Now, the duration of a story. This is what gets a little bit tricky. This is how long the characters live from start to finish of your story. I know it's going to be confusing, but that's okay. You'll get the hang of it. Don't stress. It will get easier. The first step is to jot down when the story starts. Then, add when the story ends. You can now determine how much time passed from the start to the end. If a story begins in fall, for example, and then ends when you see snow on the ground, you can estimate that the time that passed was probably just a few months. So let's look at some examples. I like to use well-known stories so that everyone has a chance to participate. So, Harry Potter, most all of us are familiar with it, whether we've seen the movies or read the books. Each of the books in the Harry Potter series is about the same duration. We start with Harry going off to Hogwarts, and we end with him catching the train back home. So that means that each one is about one school year. I also like to use fairy tales because they are short, sweet, to the point, and the way that they have things laid out, it's pretty straightforward. So, Little Red Riding Hood. This fairy tale lasts about, well, let's think about it. It starts with Little Red going off to Grandma's with a basket of goodies. She meets a wolf in the forest, she gets to Grandma's house, and there she encounters the wolf. So, how long did that take? Approximately one afternoon. So, let's look at Goldilocks and the Three Bears from start to finish. The time is once upon a time, or you can say spring or summer, because all of the fairy tale books that I've seen have trees that are full of leaves, and Goldilocks is not wearing a heavy coat and boots. The place is a forest, and it's also at the house of the three bears. And your duration is one morning. So, how do we know that it's morning? What are our clues? Well, Mama Bear gets up and she's making porridge for everyone. It ends up being too hot. They go for a walk. They come back, and that's when they encounter Goldilocks sleeping in Baby Bear's bed. So if we look at the three little pigs, the time, it's a sunny morning. The place is a forest clearing. And your duration is one morning. Don't think about the time that it takes for the little pigs to build their houses, because in the story, they were already built. It starts out with these three little pigs. One built a house out of straw, one built a house out of sticks, one built a house out of bricks. So the houses are already built. Mainly, we are following the time that it takes the wolf to go to all three houses. So, what does this look like if you have me for English? Just like this. We have a setting tab, and you're not really going to put anything under setting. We are only going to find the time, the place, and the duration, which make up the setting. So, there's really nothing to write there. I want you to have fun with this. Good luck. If you have any questions, send me an email. See you soon.